Okay, get ready for a thought experiment that is, well, it's absolutely terrifying. We're about to explore a scenario that would change literally everything in the blink of an eye. What if our planet just stopped?
Right now, as you're sitting there listening to this, you're part of this incredible, completely silent motion. You, me, everything you see around you, we're all hurtling through space.
Yeah, you heard that right. Over 1,600 kilometers an hour. And the reason you don't feel a thing? It's because the Earth and everything on it, I'm talking the air, the oceans, us, it's all moving together in one constant, stable spin.
But just imagine for a moment that that constant, stable spin just vanished. Poof. Gone. For a single second. So what would actually happen? Honestly, the consequences are more catastrophic than you can possibly imagine.
So to really get our heads around the sheer devastation, we need to talk about a fundamental law of physics. You definitely learned about this in school, but trust me, its implications on a planetary scale are just staggering.
And that principle is inertia. It's the reason you lurch forward in a car when someone slams on the brakes. See, an object in motion wants to stay in motion. Now, applying that simple idea to the entire planet, that's where things get wild.
Okay, so here's the critical part. In our scenario, the solid rock of the Earth comes to an instant, dead stop. But everything that isn't physically bolted down to its core, and let's be real, that's pretty much everything on the surface, it doesn't stop. Nope, it keeps on going at that original speed of 1,600 kilometers per hour.
So, what does that actually mean? It means every single person, every car, every building that isn't anchored deep, deep into the bedrock would be violently flung eastward. And we're not just talking about our stuff. The oceans, and even the atmosphere itself, would be sent scouring across the planet's surface.
All right, let's talk about the immediate effects and just how quickly this spirals into pure planet-wide chaos. We're talking about a chain reaction of disasters all happening at once, all within that single second. So first up, the air, the atmosphere, still cruising along at its original speed, would basically become a global blast wave. We're talking winds so powerful they would literally generate enough friction and heat to incinerate the surface, creating wind speeds that would make the most powerful hurricane look like a gentle breeze. And then there's the water. The oceans would just slosh right out of their basins, creating these unimaginable mega tsunamis. These wouldn't be waves just hitting a coastline. No, this would be entire oceans surging across continents, swallowing absolutely everything in their path.
And that is not an exaggeration. Any city, any town near a coast, which is where a huge chunk of humanity lives, would be gone. Not just flooded, but completely and utterly obliterated by a wall of water moving at near supersonic speeds.
And the effects just keep compounding from there. The immense friction would spark fires across the globe. The incredible forces would cause every bridge, every building, every piece of infrastructure to just crumble. The sheer power of the wind and water would literally reshape the face of the Earth. And all of this happens in 1 second. Now, you might be thinking, okay, that's it. That's the end of the story. A single second of absolute total destruction. But this is where this thought experiment gets even more terrifying.
Because remember, the whole scenario isn't that the Earth stops forever. It stops for just 1 second. So what happens when that second is up?
The planet lurches back into motion. It resumes its 1,600 km/h spin just as abruptly as it stopped.
So now, try to picture this. Everything on the surface has been turned into this supersonic debris field, and it's all hurtling eastward. Then, the Earth lurches back into motion. The ground underneath all that chaos suddenly accelerates to 1,600 km/h. It's like being in that car again. It brakes, you fly forward into the dashboard, then, 1 second later, the car instantly floors it, and your seat slams into your back with the exact same brutal force. 2 catastrophic impacts, one right after the other.
The thing to realize here is that it's not one cataclysm. It's 2, back to back. You've got this massive shockwave of everything flying off the surface, followed immediately by the surface itself becoming a hammer that smashes into it all over again. The destruction would be absolute, and the chances of anyone surviving, almost zero. So, after all that horror, what's the point? What's the takeaway from this horrifying scenario? Well, it's a really powerful reminder of just how delicate the conditions are that allow life to exist on our planet. We live our lives on a foundation of physical constants that we never, ever have to think about. This constant, steady motion is one of them.
It's a force so powerful it governs literally everything, yet it's so stable we don't even perceive it.
This entire cascade of annihilation, the winds, the tsunamis, that double jolt, it all stems from interrupting a single, invisible process we just completely take for granted. It just goes to show you that our entire world is balanced on a knife's edge. It really puts things into perspective, doesn't it? When you're just sitting still, you're actually on a cosmic roller coaster. Our sense of stillness is just an illusion, a beautiful, fragile one that's created by a planet in constant, perfect motion.
So if this explainer blew your mind, do us a huge favor and hit that like button. And just for fun, drop a comment and let us know how you think you might survive this impossible scenario. And of course, be sure to subscribe for more deep dives into these insane what-if questions. Because as we've just seen, sometimes a 1-second change is all it takes to unravel absolutely everything. Thanks for watching.